And a community has come together to tackle the truly shocking conditions in which a pensioner was living. This is what Pat, who lives in Swindon, was putting up with. A mould problem which is barely believable and which had made her ill. Well, this is her bungalow now, after work totalling around £120,000. And the best bit, no one charged Pat a penny. Well, I've been speaking to Pat, as well as Brendan O'Neill from Emerald Damp Specialists, who oversaw the work.
It was horrendous, really, really horrible. The smell was disgusting. Everything about it was disgusting.
And Pat, we talk about mould in homes a lot here on Sky News. It's a big problem around the UK. Just describe to us how it affected you mentally as well as physically.
Well, I didn't want to be in my house. I just used to come home from work and all I'd ever do in the kitchen was make a cup of tea. I would never cook in there. I was too scared to cook in there because you knew that the rats were there and you just didn't want to be anywhere near them because it was so disgusting. I've been ill since July or even June probably, if I'm honest, because I've had pneumonia in June. I had double pneumonia in July. And I've had sepsis over the Christmas period, which I was in hospital for 14 days.
Pat, you've really been through it, physically, and of course the stress of living in those kind of conditions. And you didn't really tell anyone, did you, until you confided in a friend? And then it snowballed, didn't it? Talk to me about what happened after you confided in a friend.
Yeah. Jan is my friend and I love her dearly. She is the most caring person I have ever met and I love her dearly. She cried because she didn't know what to do and she went to see her friend Sandra and Sandra said, we'll try and see what we can do. But it was beyond anything that they could do.
Yeah. So, Brendan, you, along with not just 10, 15, 20, but hundreds of others, came to Pat's rescue. It was a real big community effort. Pick up your part of the story. When did you first hear about Pat and what was your reaction?
I put a Facebook post out requesting help with some mould. Obviously didn't describe it as it is, but we directed her to our website. She rang John, my boss. John said to me, Brendan, you go out and have a look at this job. I turned up. Within seconds of being here, I said to Janet, that because Pat was sat in the car, and I said, there's no way she can go back in. You could see the mould spores and mould floating in the air. The smell from the outside was disgusting, and I don't think I've ever smelled mould on the outside of a house. Put a shout out on Facebook for people to come and give us a hand taking it apart on the first weekend. And 30 or 40 people turned up. And then there were more shout-outs after that, and John from Emerald obviously put his team in here on the first day, and we started taking stuff back. We found so many problems on that first day. The floors were wrecked, the water was leaking, there was a gas leak. There was everything wrong with the house. The electrics were full of water. So we then realised it was a massive undertaking, and, yeah, we just went from there.
I mean, Pat, how does that feel? This is such a feel-good story because this is your community and those around you coming together to give you your life back, essentially. I mean, tell me what it was like walking back into your home that first time.
Yeah. On Saturday when I came home, I didn't know whether to cry or smile because, one, I was happy to be home, and two, it was just amazing. Everyone has worked so hard, and I'd like to thank them from the bottom of my heart.
Well, it really has been a huge effort and such a feel-good story for us on the UK Tonight, so thank you to you both. Pat, we wish you many happy years in your new home. And 154 people involved. That's a big house party, Pat. When is it?
Saturday.
Saturday.
There you go, all round to Pat's on Saturday for a big party. Take your shoes off, the carpets are nice and clean.